How do you tell the difference between the back wheel of a bike and the front wheel of a bike? We just got a box of new bike wheels in, and we're gonna go over how to actually tell the difference between the back and the front. And then we'll go over how to actually, tell if you already have the wheel set up, but maybe you took them off to pump the tires or do some cleaning, and now you're confused which one's which. Let's check it out. Now, if the wheels aren't set up, which means they don't have brakes or tires on, one thing you can use to tell the difference is actually by looking at these two skewers. So if you can tell, there's a short one and a wider one, or a narrower one and a wider one. And it basically tells you that one of the wheels is a lot narrower in the axle than one of them. And so the front, right, because you don't have the cassette and whatnot, the drivetrain that you have in the back of a bike, the front is actually a lot narrower than the back. And so we're gonna pull these wheels out in a second, but basically you can try to, if you stick this back skewer through the front wheel, you're gonna have like, what is that, 2 inches or so sticking out the side, which is obviously wrong. So that's one way you can tell. All right, so as you can see, I have the front wheel here, and I stuck the back skewer in so you can tell. So this, the lever side, it's flush with the side of the wheel. And so on the opposite side, you see how much is sticking out, right? So obviously this is wrong. You can, for sure, like if the skewer is already installed, you can tell like just by, putting it within the fork of the bike, whether it's gonna fit or not. This might sound obvious, but obviously if you see gears on the wheel, it means it's the back wheel, right? Because the front wheel doesn't have gears on it, so worth saying. If you see on the front wheel, there is no gears. Again, seems obvious, but is worth mentioning. I will say one thing that the wheels might have, so this one has what's called rim brakes, right? You got the 2 brake pads kind of gripping the sides of the wheel. If you have disc brakes, which means there's a disc on usually the left side of the bike, you can match the disc up with the left side fork. And that's another way to tell the difference. And that's how you tell the difference between a back wheel and a front wheel of a bike. It's actually impossible to put the front on the back and the back on the front, as long as you have the skewers in. But now you know the difference, so happy riding.